week 2 of the fantasy football season. Here's a few defense DST units I have as sleepers this week. The first one, the Dallas Cowboys. They're available in about 80% of fantasy leagues is this Dallas Cowboy unit. Last week, the Eagles went up and down the field versus them, and rightfully so. Dallas, obviously, after trading Parsons, there's not much going on this defense. So this week, their streaming option, like I said, deep sleeper option as well. Good matchup versus the New York Giants, who failed to score a touchdown in last week's ball game versus the Washington Commanders. And this Cowboy defense, in the second half of that game, they held that Eagle team without scoring, even though I think that lightning delay, which was about an hour, threw everyone off in that one. But Dallas, like I said, they don't got much on the defense. It's a one-week streaming option versus the New York Giants, where Russell Wilson looked lost last week. They dropped a few balls with Malik Neighbors, Theo Johnson, and also the offensive line isn't that good. Maybe Dallas could go out there and surprise as a deep sleeper. Next DST is the Indianapolis Colts. So this Colt team, I'm surprised they weren't picked up in many fantasy leagues. It's all still available in 96% of fantasy leagues. Last week they had a great ball game versus a Miami Dolphin offense that on paper has a lot of great options, no doubt about it. But they went out there, had a great performance, 8 points allowed, 3 sacks, 2 interceptions, and a fumble recovery. Now Denver comes to town here in week 2. Denver last week, their offense didn't look good. Bo Nix threw 2 interceptions, fumbled as well, so 3 turnovers in that ball game. It was for Bo Nix. But Indianapolis, I've said it for seasons, they're way better at home than they've been on the road. And this could be a grinded out type of ball game in the mid-teens, low 20s between these two teams. I think they could get some pressure on Bo Nix. I think they could force a turnover or 2 as well. With Bo Nix, he's getting a little too confident on the run sidearm throw, which caused them last week to turn over the football twice with interception. So this week, I think Indianapolis could go out there and be a solid sleeper option. And like I said, surprising out there in 96% of fantasy leagues. And the final DST I have as a sleeper is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. To Tampa Bay last week, they went out there, they didn't do much at the Atlanta Falcons, 20 points allowed in a sack. And this week, it's an okay matchup for Houston. Houston last week got shut down by the Los Angeles Rams defense, only 9 points in that game. If you shut down Nico Collins, you're going to shut down this offense. I think Tampa Bay, they're going to look at the film and see what the Rams did to take Nico Collins out of the game. And if they could do that, this defense could go out there and have a decent performance, because C.J. Stroud, he's just not the same quarterback like he was in his rookie season in 2023, where last season he took a step back, and so far this year in the one game he hasn't looked good. So I think Tampa Bay, if you're in desperation of a deep sleeper defense, they're out there in 95% of fantasy leagues. And this Texan offense with no Joe Mixon as well could be in for a long game once again. So that's a few defense DST units I have as sleepers for week 2 of the fantasy football season.